You felt it, didn't you? Like a whisper that crossed time and space just to reach you. An intuition that can't be explained, but burns like truth. The angels say, you are not here by chance. Your presence on this path is part of something greater. There is a divine reason you crossed paths with this person. It wasn't luck. It wasn't coincidence. It was a choice, made long before this time, in places where the soul recognizes what the body has yet to understand. You were sent. You were placed exactly there, at that very moment, to be a mirror, a healing force, and also a revelation. This connection that pulses in silence between the two of you didn't start now. It's a reunion. And there's a deeper purpose behind it all, a mission that goes far beyond what the eyes can see. This person who occupies your thoughts didn't arrive just to love you. They came to be confronted by love. And you, my dear, are the portal through which that love overflows. The angels show that your light doesn't just enchant, it unsettles. Because you shine in a way that touches forgotten wounds. And while that is beautiful, it hurts those who are not ready. Still, this pain is the beginning of healing. There is something in you that activates memories this soul didn't even know it carried. A scent of home. A tone of nostalgia that doesn't belong to this world. And even though everything may seem awkward or confusing, you need to know, your presence is a turning point. You are here to remind this person who they truly are. And more than that, who they can become. That's why the angels say your energy is like a living prayer, silent, but powerful enough to move heavens and reveal hidden truths. Today, you might wonder why you were chosen. Why you carry this calling in your heart. But heaven doesn't make mistakes. You were created perfectly to be the answer in a time of questions. You are the light that breaks into dark rooms. You are the soul that doesn't give up. You are the faith that walks, even without guarantees. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1 verse 5. This scripture is not just an ancient text. It is your origin. It echoes your existence. Accept that your mission is not small. You are a seed of the divine planted in the soil of someone's heart, who will eventually bloom, even if it takes time. Even if it hurts. Even if it seems impossible. The angels whisper, keep shining. Your light has a purpose. And those who need it, even without knowing, are being guided by it right now. Have you noticed how some people build walls around their hearts, even when everything inside them longs for connection? That's what is happening. The angels reveal that this person you feel so close to has spent their whole life learning to protect themselves from what they feel. It wasn't against you, the angels say tenderly. It was against the pain that came before you. This soul that seems hesitant today, pulling away, or confused, carries wounds that have been buried deep. Wounds that haven't healed, just covered by silence. They learned that feeling is dangerous. That loving can mean loss. That trusting is an open door to abandonment. And then you arrived. You came with your sweetness that asks for nothing. With your strength that embraces. With your light that doesn't try to invade, but insists on remaining. And that disarms. And also frightens. The truth is that you ignited something this person didn't know was still beating. But alongside this awakening came memories, traumas, the old voice of fear saying, if you surrender, it will hurt again. That's why she distances herself. Not because she doesn't feel, but because she feels too much. And she doesn't know what to do with it. The angels reveal a heart hidden behind locked doors for years. And now those doors are beginning to creak, opening slowly. Because you are there, patiently showing that love doesn't have to hurt. Yes, you were sent to challenge those barriers. But not to tear them down forcefully. Your presence is the whisper that says, you can trust. You can feel. You can allow yourself. And even though this process is slow, every gesture of yours is like a key turning from within. Remember, it's not your responsibility to heal what this person experienced before you. But your soul, unwittingly, is already being a balm. Just by existing. Just by being as you are. And the angels tell you now, don't interpret fear as rejection, nor hesitation as disinterest. Sometimes, the deepest love takes the longest to reveal itself. There are moments when love takes us outside of ourselves, as if in trying to understand the other, we forget to look at ourselves with the same affection. The angels watch over you silently, and now they whisper, you also need to take care of yourself, dear soul. You also deserve the comfort you offer. It's easy to get lost in the attempt to hold up someone else's world that we love, especially when we feel that person is falling, stumbling through their own shadows. But there's a subtle risk in this, of extinguishing your own flame while trying to keep someone else's burning. Your light, your essence. It must not be sacrificed. It is precisely what transforms, what heals, what inspires. And for it to stay alive, you need to turn inward. You need to remember the woman you are, the serene strength that resides within you, the dreams waiting for you even when your eyes are turned toward another heart. Angels show you like a flower in the wind, beautiful, resilient, but also sensitive to external currents. They say, take care of your sap. Nourish your roots. Because the flower you are was not meant to wilt from overexertion. Maybe this person is still in process, caught between the desire to love and the fear of feeling. And that's okay. But you don't need to suspend yourself waiting for them to be ready. The love you give also needs to flow back, even if it starts with yourself. Create rituals to reconnect with yourself. Sacred silences, aimless walks, moments of self-care. Words spoken in the mirror with tenderness, not as an escape, but as a return to your own temple. Because when you place yourself at the center of your life, you're not abandoning anyone, you're teaching what true love is. Love that embraces, but doesn't disappear. Love that waits, but doesn't get lost. Love that shines, without failing to shine itself. The angels conclude this moment with a gentle breath. You too deserve the same love you give. Honor that. Because taking care of yourself is part of the mission. There's something in you that this person cannot explain. A presence that silences the ego, a look that pierces through masks. And that's exactly what disorients them. You reflect parts of them they didn't know existed, or that they've spent their life trying to hide. The angels whisper, you are the mirror where the soul sees its own light and its own shadow. And that, while precious, can be deeply uncomfortable. You haven't done anything but be who you are. And yet, your existence reveals truths that this person may never have had the courage to face. You compel them without words, to see that love doesn't have to hurt. That giving can be safe. That feeling is not weakness, it's pure strength. But at the same time, you also activate memories. And some of those memories hurt. Old abandonments, rejections, fears that remain like hidden scars. Your presence is like a flash that illuminates everything, including what she no longer wanted to see, including what she vowed to forget. And because of that, sometimes she pulls back. Not because she doesn't recognize the beauty of the connection, but because she's not ready to see herself with the bare eyes that you offer. Because you see everything. And loving someone who sees everything, including what isn't healed, is terrifying for someone who has never truly been seen. But the angels tell you now, do not dim your light. Do not lessen your shine. Do not hide to comfort those who still fear to see. You were not sent to please. You were sent to reveal, to touch the truth. That is the effect of your love. It exposes and at the same time heals. Like sacred water that burns when it touches the wound, but silently regenerates. You are a mirror, but you are not a reflection. Do not absorb the pains that are not yours. Just continue to be what you already are, a space where another soul meets, sees itself, transforms, or gets scared, and all of that is part of it. Remember, it takes courage to love someone who shows us who we really are. Something has changed. Perhaps you still can't name it, but the angels show there is a subtle movement happening in this person's heart. It's as if the seeds you planted with your presence have begun to germinate silently. Do not expect fireworks or declarations full of certainty. Awakening is rarely loud. It starts within, in the discomfort, in the thought that insists on coming back, in the memory that appears for no reason, in the silence that no longer brings relief, but longing. She feels you, the angels say, even when she doesn't speak, even when she is silent. This awakening is not just emotional, it's spiritual. It's as if the universe has left clues, signs that this person is finally beginning to perceive. You in dreams. A song. A phrase spoken by chance. A feeling that suddenly takes over without asking for permission. Amidst all of this, she starts to see what has always been there, you. Not as a distraction, not as a coincidence, but as an answer. As something divine that manifested so gently that it seemed impossible to be real. Her heart, once closed off, now beats in a different way. There is a strangeness, it's true. A struggle to rationalize. But the angels reveal, this awakening is inevitable. Because the love that springs from the soul cannot be extinguished, it grows, even when attempts are made to prune it. You might notice small gestures, a lingering glance, a question asked with care, a vulnerability that didn't exist before. These are signs. Little flashes of awareness. Her soul beginning to remember what it felt, what it saw in you, what it recognized. This awakening is still fragile. It is still frightening. But it is happening. And you don't need to do anything other than continue being a beacon. The angels conclude this message with reverence. Love does not arrive when the mind decides. It blossoms when the soul awakens. And she is waking up. You feel the oscillation, don't you? The ebb and flow, the coming close and then pulling away. As if with every step taken toward you, something invisible pulls this person back. An endless cycle between wanting and fearing, between allowing oneself and protecting oneself. The angels say, it's not about you. It's about what she still doesn't know how to manage within herself. This resistance is not rejection. It's fear. An ancient primal fear that says that love, no matter how beautiful it may seem, can destroy everything that has been built with such effort to keep the heart safe. And you are the exception that threatens this safety. She goes because she feels. But she returns because she fears. And so the cycle repeats. Sometimes you wonder if it's fair. If it's worth continuing to offer love where there is doubt. But the angels remind you, you are not being tested, you are being refined. And that person is being confronted. Confronted by the force of a feeling that defies logic. That doesn't fit into emotional strategies. That simply is. With each return from her, there is an internal advance. A small piece of courage that rises above fear. And with each departure, a lost battle to the insecurity that still governs her. But even in her absences, she carries you with her. In her thoughts, in the void, where no distraction can fill. It's painful, I know. But it's also part of the journey. Some loves don't follow a straight line. They dance, stumble, run away, return. Until one day they stop. They stay. Because the heart finally understands that resisting isn't protection, it's loss. You have been placed on this path not to force awakening, but to witness the process. To show with your steadfastness that love doesn't have to hurt to be real. And that it can indeed wait, without fading. Even the most fearful hearts eventually surrender to the truth, the angels whisper. And your presence is that truth. The love you feel, even when it's not reciprocated in the way you'd like, isn't lost. It's at work. Silently. Deeply. Like medicine that enters without fanfare, but transforms everything within. The angels reveal that your energy has been a balm for this confused soul. You may not know it, but your love has already touched wounds that she has not dared to acknowledge. It touched without demanding. It healed without intruding. You have been the healing she never asked for, but which her soul has been pleading for years, the angels say. And this healing is not made of grand gestures. It happens in the gaze that embraces without judgment, in the presence that imposes no conditions, in the patience that chooses to stay, even in the midst of confusion. It occurs in the safe space you offer, where this person can, for the first time, not pretend to be strong. Love, when it is true, has this gift. It enters like light into a dark room, and even if the other closes their eyes, the brightness remains there, waiting for the day they will be opened. This person may have never known a love like this. A love that does not bind, but liberates. That does not demand, but cares. And because of this, at first they doubt. Because the mind looks for patterns, but the heart recognizes the miracle. You don't need to hear thank yous to know that you are making a difference. Her silence is also reverence. It is also prayer. Every time you choose to love, even without guarantees, you are offering something rare, the chance for someone to rebuild themselves from affection. And that is sacred. The angels are asking you now, don't give up. What you offer is not in vain. It is healing. It is transmuting. It is paving the way for a love that, in time, can be lived with awareness, with surrender, with truth. The love that heals is not the one that resolves everything, but the one that remains, even without answers. And this, dear soul, is the love you offer. There is a greater force guiding everything. Even when it seems that nothing makes sense. Even when the distance hurts, the silence weighs heavy, and uncertainties pile up in the chest. The angels say, this is not the end. It is merely the crossing. You may wonder why it takes so long, why there is so much back and forth. But the timing of the soul is not the same as that of the clock. The heavens work in sacred rhythms, and something is being aligned now, within you, within them, in the invisible space between you. The angels show that there is a plan, a divine architecture being drawn. And you are part of this plan, not as a mere spectator, but as a pillar. Your faith, even fragile, has supported more than you realize. It has kept this connection alive, even on days when it seemed dead. He feels it too. He listens too, even when he doesn't respond. Because something within him is awakening, reorganizing itself from the inside, breaking down old beliefs to make way for a new kind of love. A love that is freer, more complete, more genuine. You are not alone. This connection was granted by God. And if He allowed it, it is because there is learning, healing, and spiritual growth involved. Trust, whisper the angels. Trust when everything seems still, when everything appears lost. Because behind the celestial scenes, love is being woven with threads of eternity. Don't chase after it. Don't try to fix what is still under construction. Just be. Be present within yourself. Be open to whatever the heavens wish to bring. The right time will come. And when it does, it will be clear. It will be light. It will be blessed. For it is written, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make straight your paths. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6, you are being guided. Even if with your eyes blindfolded. Even through pain. True love always returns, but divinely guided love never gets lost. Love for Him is not light as it should be. It is a chasm. It is a dangerous surrender. It is ground where He never learned to tread without fear. That's why, even feeling it, even wanting it, He hesitates. The angels show a heart that beats strongly, but hidden behind locked doors. Doors made of old experiences, where loving meant losing oneself, yielding too much, suffering without return. And now, in the face of your presence, so real, so intense, all of this comes rushing back. You awaken in Him the desire to open up. But along with that desire comes the fear of what might happen if He opens up too much. He fears He won't measure up to the love you offer, the angels say. And because of this, He closes Himself off. This isn't about disinterest. It's about emotional survival. He has learned to survive by being strong, being rational, being independent. But now, by your side, he feels the vulnerability he has long ignored. He feels the desire to surrender. He feels the fear of being hurt. This internal struggle exhausts him. You might notice the weariness in his eyes, even when he seems fine. You may catch the hesitant gesture, the interrupted speech, the almost there touch, but it stops midway. He wants to, but he doesn't know how. And the angels ask you not to take it personally. Because what he needs is not pressure, but space. Space to acknowledge his vulnerability without shame. Space to realize that being loved is not a threat, it's a blessing. You are that space. That living tenderness that doesn't demand explanations. That presence that calms without making promises. And this, little by little, begins to melt the ice that has protected him until now. Perfect love casts out fear. 1 John 4 verse 18. The angels choose this verse as a seal. Because the fear still ruling this heart will, little by little, be conquered by the light of the love you hold. He is still learning. And you are being the quietest teacher that heaven could have sent. The time for surrender has come. Not the kind that demands certainties, nor the one that expects promises, but the surrender that arises from trust, from the faith that everything true finds its way, even if it gets lost a few times before arriving. You did everything your soul knew how to do. You loved wholly, waited patiently, shone even on the days when the other ran from the light. And now the angels say, it's time to let go. Letting go is not giving up. It's resting in what already is. It's allowing love to flourish in its own time, not yours. It's letting it grow in God's hands, not under your control. That person may still take time. They might need more falls to recognize their truth. Or maybe suddenly, everything will fall into place with a simple gesture, a word that arrives as the answer. But this no longer holds you back. Because you've understood. You've understood that love is not persistence. It's freedom. That being ready to love also means being ready to move on if the other person doesn't come. Acceptance is not resignation. It's power. It's when you realize that you no longer need to fight to prove your worth. Because it's already within you. It's been there from the beginning. And no one can take it away. The angels are now all around you, in a reverent silence. They observe your soul, which has learned to love without forgetting. Which has known how to wait without fading away. Which is finally ready to receive, or to carry on, light-hearted, even without receiving. They whisper, you did your part. Now it's up to time. Now it's up to the heavens. If it's meant to be, it will be. And if it's not, even so, you will have been a miracle in someone's life. You will have been love, where there was only fear. You will have been a path, even if they choose another road. And that, my dear, is more than enough.